Can I ask, who are your customers for the battery? Which companies are you? You're not going to make a factory without customers, so who are your customers?
You're right, but you'll have to wait until they officially announce that their vehicles are on the market. So we are working with, imagine the most famous North American bus, off-highway vehicle, agricultural equipment, construction equipment makers.
Formerly from Illinois?
Local. North American.
North American, okay. So I can guess who your client is. So this is going to be a major...
Only guesses.
No, I know who your client is.
No.
Caterpillar doesn't make buses.
Do they make buses? No, they don't.
No.
I don't know.
Case New Holland?
I have no idea.
All right. But how big is this going to be, the factory? I mean, this is transformational, right? For you, for
transformation? What do you mean? Is that what you mean? Our job is transformation?
Yeah, I mean that the factory is going to be a transformational thing. It's for the you're doing everything except passenger car vehicle.
Yes, actually, we do any kind of vehicle except bicycles or such kind of small consumer commodities, and we don't do passenger vehicles. Passenger vehicles is really something which is integrated now more and more by car makers.
Okay.
So we rather do heavy vehicles because heavy vehicles are more complex.
Yeah.
And technology is really our DNA.
Okay.
So we are partnering and working with all the big names, picking complex systems, a variety of systems. They never can use just one battery. They need to use different technologies. We can do all of that with one electronic architecture.
Okay. And in Ohio, I mean, because people in Europe usually fail because they go to New York City, they think New York is, and so you chose Hilldale outside of Columbus, Ohio. I mean, and you made that choice. You're the one who made the choice, right? So how did you make that choice as a CEO and chairman? I mean...
Oh, actually, in the Midwest, you have an ecosystem.
Yeah.
You have an industrial ecosystem. You have an automotive ecosystem.
Yeah.
We didn't choose to go to Michigan. We went to Ohio because Michigan is much more, in the automotive world, much more passenger vehicle oriented.
Yeah.
Ohio is much more diversified.
Yeah.
And in our world, actually looking for mid-sized companies, fast-moving mid-sized companies. So that's what we are. So we're looking for an environment which corresponds to what we are.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. And how large is your company in size and turnover?
So far, we are a listed company, so we will not disclose immediately. We'll disclose in 3 weeks' time.
3 weeks.
Last year it was 72 million euros. This year it will be significantly more. And we are 650 employees. 650.
And this American arm will be quite an important part in your future.
We hope it will be the most important arm.
Most important?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Forsee Power has committed to building a state-of-the-art manufacturing site for advanced battery systems here in the United States and specifically in Ohio. Now, I will say to the representatives from Forsee Power that you're in good company because you stand alongside a wide and growing array of businesses from across different sectors and also from around the world that choose to invest in our economy. Why? It's diverse, it's dynamic, it's growing, it's open. And these same benefits that have attracted Forsee Power are the reasons why the United States has remained the top destination for foreign direct investment for a decade running. But let me assure you that we do not take that for granted. We are always working to assure that we remain as attractive, and we invite all companies here to take the same route that Forsee Power did. Reach out to us. Those of us in the International Trade Administration love nothing more than to be asked to help a company from outside the U.S. break through whatever barriers or obstacles are so that they can reach the same point that Forsee Power is at today. So we are so honored that Forsee is going to be producing its innovative clean technology products here. We applaud their commitment to a more sustainable future, both here in the United States, but also given their global presence around the world. And with that, I am going to turn it over to Forsee Power's Chairman and CEO, Christophe Gurtner, who's going to give us a lot more details. Christophe?
You'll be first.
Let's do it together.
What shall I say? What shall I say? We are incredibly honored by this event, by being presented today during this convention, SelectUSA, as being an example of a great foreign investment in the US. I mean, we have made this decision, and we thought about it for a very long time, but we actively started the process at the beginning of this year. And in June, we did it, we are here, we have a factory, and we are starting. So first of all, I'd like to thank the Department of Commerce. I'd like to thank all the representatives of your department who worked so hard in convincing us and bringing us here. I'd like to thank the embassy, the US Embassy in France, of course, Jobs Ohio, One Columbus, the City of Hilliard, Business France as well, who was support in this process, and apologies for all those who did not mention here. Thank you in any case. So, Forsee Power, and first myself, Christophe Gurtner. I'm the founder of this company. I'm in the battery industry for more than 30 years now. And I've gone through several cycles, ups and downs, And actually, when you have a cycle, you expect a lot from what's happening. But the cycle in which we are here today is an unequal cycle. And I tend to say usually when I'm at conferences that actually we're beginning of the year of the 21st century, but we are at the same stage than beginning of the 20th century when the car industry, combustion engines, started and converted the whole automotive industry. 21st century here, electric, whether it's with 100% batteries or hybrid with batteries, we are at the same stage. So we have great things to do. So we at Forsee Power, our position in the value chain in this industry is to be a system integrator. We are not a cell maker, so we're not a chemical company, electrochemical company making components. We design, we develop, we manufacture complete battery systems. That's our job. It's a complex job of bringing things together and making it work in a vehicle. Next page. Is anyone? Okay. So in this value chain, as a system integrator for zero-emission electromobility, we start from the components which we design, which we put together, which we manufacture. We sell it to vehicle makers. They use it for years. It's an asset in a vehicle. It's not a commodity. For 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, and all along that time, we are working together with our clients. Till the moment you need to remove the battery from the vehicle, and that's not the end of the life of the battery. This is just the next stage. The next stage is to reuse the batteries, have a second life, use it in a container for storage for some more years before you recycle it. So we are present today in this business. We are actually a pioneer. We're doing that for 10 years, 11 years. We're present around the world. We have factories in China, in India, in Poland, in France. And now we're going to have a factory here in the US. We have about 650 employees around the world, 160 engineers. And we have significant installed production capacity on top of that. And we are today the main player, for instance, in the electric bus industry. We equipped over 1,200 electric buses in Europe. We equipped also 100,000 small two-wheelers, scooters, with our batteries. This is an unequaled figure. Next page. As you can see here, we are covering many market segments. There are 3 market segments in which we are more active. One is, of course, the bus market, where we're number 1 in Europe.
and actively developing outside of Europe. The second market is light mobility, where again we are a leader, especially in the Far East and India. And the third market we're very active is fuel cells. We are the main supplier in Europe of batteries for fuel cell vehicles. And you can see here we are supplying many customers already. Famous OEMs, Japanese, Southeast Asian, Indian, European, and some Americans. Next page. We have battery systems which we developed in our R&D centers in France. These systems are designed for the different market segments which we address. They're proven systems, they work for many years, incident-free operation, in many countries, in many applications. And actually what we are going to do is we're going to duplicate these technologies and manufacture them here in the US. Duplicate, that's the first stage, and the second stage is adapt it, transform it, and make it local. Next. In our business model, we go way beyond that, because selling an asset, not a commodity, we consider that the real relation with our customers, which starts a year in advance before your invoice, actually in development contracts, we consider that the relation with our customer needs to be established for 5, 10, 15 years. Therefore, we have training centers, training academies, we have monitoring tools and devices, data collection, analysis, etc. And we even go one step further. We created an investment fund called Neoti Capital, and through this investment fund, we propose to transport operators and cities, transport authorities, to finance the acquisition of electric vehicles. The complete electric vehicle. We already do that in Europe, and hopefully someday we'll also do that here in the US. Next page. So now we are here. Today's day number 1. Day number 1 in the US, day number 1 in Ohio, day number 1 in Columbus, and day number 1 in Hilliard. In Hilliard, here, we're going to build up 140 square feet factory. The building exists. We're going to adapt this building to our need. And we are going to make battery systems for heavy vehicles, whether it's for trucks, for buses, for off-highway vehicles, for light urban and utility vehicles, or for trains. We'll build up here a factory, but not just a factory. We also here will set up, install a development center for the market. And we're going to set up a network of partners, local partners. It's essential to have local partners, to be really deeply involved in the local network, in the local community. That's essential for us. We did that in all the countries in which we are present, and we will do the same here in this market. Next page. Yes, our choice, already mentioned it. Hilliard, around Columbus, in Ohio, and that's our choice. And this choice is really, first we're proud about that choice. It's not the first place where I built up a factory, it's not the first time I do that. Nowhere have I done it, have I faced so efficient teams, people, and have we had such a fast process leading to that decision today. So I'd like to really thank and congratulate the teams for what they've done, and we choose that place not just because of the place, it's a nice place, but also because of the people who convinced us. I think we're almost at the end of the presentation. Is there any more page? Yes, just a few words about the factory. This factory, we're talking gigawatt hours. So actually, we have planned to have 3 gigawatt hours of installed production capacity here. This will be enough to do thousands and thousands of buses, 10,000s of off-highway vehicles. We know how to do that. For us, it's not just a plan in the cloud. No? We know how to do that. We do that. This is what we're starting. We will have 6 months of construction work in here. And we will set up the first production lines in Q1, I would say, 2023. and then development center, etc., etc. So, and we're going to employ around, in our plan today, 150 people about. We know by experience that it is about what we need to deploy such a plan. And as a leader of this North American operations and number one of the North American organization, today we have here Jay Dice, who is our CEO for North America, just started 4 days ago, but knows a lot already about batteries. He studied everything and is asking very nasty questions, which I'm not always able to answer. So it's very positive. So welcome, Jay. So that's it. Thank you again. And now I leave the floor to Jobs Live.
Controversial remarks that got into the documentary.
Yeah.
Whether it's great. But yeah, okay.
So,
it's great.
Yeah.
this is fun. All right.